Welcome to the Real Life Magic Podcast, where we talk about the magic of our real lives. My name is Valerie, and this is
Tyleea.
And welcome back to the second episode of our series, Breakups and Makeups. In this episode,
And
this episode,
right. And this episode is called Okay, We're in a Relationship Now.
okay. So let's start by figuring out the title, the rules slash the rules slash boundaries, things like that.
Yeah, just like the basic outline of what you're expecting.
Yes. What are we?
Oh, yes, the big question conversation. So I've actually never asked that question. Like, ever. But mostly because I don't know. Oh, because I define a dynamic from the beginning. And when I say the beginning, okay, when I say the beginning, I mean that it's like date number probably 3-ish. I've decided I either like you enough to keep seeing you or not.
Okay.
This is when we talk. I say, hey, we're in a relationship. Or this is when I set expectations and we discuss what it is we think we are right now. Anyway, I'm like, hey, you and I have been on some dates. We like each other, but we're not in a relationship. That means we're not exclusive. So you can continue to date whoever you want, and I'll continue to date whoever I want. However, there's a don't ask, don't tell policy. That means if I don't ask you, don't tell me. However, if I do ask you, excuse me. However, if I do ask you, be honest.
Okay. Cool. So, sorry, continue.
And nothing changes until we discuss it and both come to that agreement.
So that was actually going to be part of my question.
Oh.
So you are saying that when you realize that you like them enough to keep seeing them, you let them know, hey, I do like you. And right now we are going to have a don't ask, don't tell policy until one of us are ready to take it further or become more exclusive.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter who starts the conversation first about being exclusive. Okay.
Exclusivity?
So, yeah. It doesn't matter who starts the conversation first about being exclusive, whether it's you or whether it's him.
Yeah.
Or do you prefer for it to be him?
Honestly, I guess I prefer for it to be him, but I only say that because I've never had to. Yeah. I guess I prefer for it to be him because I like men who can take the lead, like who know what they want. I like men who know what they want. And if they want to be in a relationship with me, they'll be assertive enough to express this.
Okay. So you're saying that you will tell them, hey, I like you. And I do want to keep seeing you. We don't have to be exclusive yet. And for you, that's you telling them, when you're ready, you know I like you.
Not quite.
No, so then so what you said is basically you're waiting for them to make the move. But in your opinion, you only wait a certain amount of time, and instead of you saying it, you kind of just dip out?
Not exactly. It's when I say, hey, I like you, we're like seeing each other, it looks like we're going to keep going on dates.
Mm-hmm.
It's not me saying that I'm ready to be in a relationship whenever you are. In fact, me telling you, hey, look, we're not in a relationship, could date who you want. And I'll do the same. It's me saying, I like you, but I'm not ready for a relationship. I don't want that right now. I don't expect it.
Okay.
We're still figuring it out. But in my experience, usually we both fill out the vibe and we'll have that conversation when the vibe's, I don't know, when the vibe's right. Like,
Okay.
usually he knows and I know, and we just,
But he says something.
yeah.
Okay. So it's basically going with the flow, and when you feel it, that's typically when he feels it and says something.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So that's a very chill way to figure out the title, because you guys aren't really forcing it. You guys are going with the vibe, and then for you, you kind of just have experienced them feeling the same way you do at the same time, which is great.
I mean, sometimes I experience they'll be ready for a relationship and I'm not. Or they think I am angling for a relationship. And I say, hey, look, we're not in a relationship. I enjoy you. You enjoy me. Let's like keep seeing where it takes us. Mm-hmm. They think I'm lying. And they think I'm just trying to hoodwink them. Boozle.
Because they feel like women all do that.
Honestly. But what about you? Have you had the what are we talk?
So when it comes to figuring out a title, obviously, if you've seen the last episode, you know that I'm not someone who likes to just give titles like that. So yeah. I am not really a what are we person. My current partner, I did the what are we with them. Oh, and actually, I did bring up the topic with the other person. I said that I could see a relationship, a long-term relationship with. So yes, I don't like to beat around the bush.
Okay.
If I feel something, I'm going to say it. It's very rare that I don't. I have been practicing on not saying everything in my head, but I have only felt that twice, and I felt sure that I was ready to take it a step further. So I said something. I was like, hey, can we talk about well, I don't know exactly what I said, but I was like, hey, can we talk? And then it was more of like, I really like you. I would like to be in a relationship with you. And then seeing their opinion and going from there. First time, they were like, me too. I am moving out of the country though.
Oh.
And
heart.
Yeah, and we were both very much on the same page of not being able to do long distance.
Yeah.
They expressed that they don't feel like I could do long distance.
Ooh.
And I was like, wow, you know me well, I couldn't. I'm a very much physical touch, quality time type person. And they are the same way. So that's what happened with that one. And then the second one, it was like, oh, yeah, me too. My current partner was like, oh yeah, me too. But they did this thing that was like, oh, let's talk about it another time. And
why?
All that to surprise me with a gift, and so that they could officially ask me.
Oh.
But I brought up the topic first. But typically, if I am not ready to be in a relationship, I am not going to ask you, what are we? Yeah, so figuring out the title to me only matters when you are sure you want to be with that person long term. And if you are sure, I feel like, why not bring that up? Like, I don't want to wait for someone to decide for me.
Okay. So like, I don't feel like if they bring it up, they're deciding for you though.
Okay, to your point, no, that was a little harsh. But when I'm ready, I want to talk about it. So I feel like a lot of people are afraid to have that talk. Mm-hmm. And oftentimes I'm not. So I will talk about it first. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying that they are deciding for me, but I'm saying that I'm deciding to have that conversation before they are.
Okay.
I'm not waiting around trying to figure out if they're going to start the conversation first.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't feel like, personally, people should do that. I get that women are scared to say, what are we? And stuff like that. And that's because I feel like some people come to the conversation in a very insecure or forceful way.
Yeah.
It's just supposed to be a conversation. The outcome Even though it might hurt if it's not the news you wanted, it shouldn't matter. You're trying to gauge where you guys are, and if they aren't ready for a relationship,
and that's what you want,
then
you have all the knowledge,
yeah,
all the information you need in order to make an educated decision.
Exactly.
So I do think that if you're going to bring up the topic, you should be ready for the answer.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to be in a relationship and they say they don't, be ready to walk away.
If that's what you want, which again, like she says, be ready, in our opinion.
Yeah.
Be ready. So if they say, I don't want it, do you think you could stay with them and just date them and be casual and you'll be completely okay with that? If so, cool. You got your answer. They don't want a relationship. Don't take that as serious. Seriously.
Yeah.
Date them, hang out with them, do what you were doing.
Exactly.
While knowing that this isn't serious.
Exactly. You know what it is.
Yeah. And if you want something serious at that time, leave. As long as you know and you're not just staying and guessing and waiting for them to make the move.
Yeah.
You know?
Though I will say, earlier when I was like, earlier when I said, hey, I don't think that them bringing it up always means they're making the decision for you. I will say that sometimes it does pressure you into making that decision or just going with it. And I have been guilty of that several times over.
Going with it?
Yeah.
Okay. So same once, but
really?
Yeah. Kind of touch on when you had to go through that.
Okay. It was like when I was dating people I knew they weren't right for me, but I was dating, having fun, and learning about myself in the process. Mm-hmm. Like, I do think dating is a very powerful way of learning more about yourself. But anyway, during this process, several of the men were like, oh, so like, you want to be my girlfriend? And I'm like, okay. Sure. Why not? Like, I mean, I'm not dating anybody else. Like, I didn't really have the time, and I don't really like, once it reaches a certain point, I don't have time, and it's just too much.
Yeah.
But I'm like, okay, sure. I think one time I said no. Because I was like, wow, this is so soon. I need you to chill.
See, you're setting that boundary. And that goes back to in the first episode when I was saying a lot of people just feel the need to put a title on something that does not need a title. It's okay to just date.
Don't congratulate me that too fast.
But yeah, so I also had a situation. It was weird though, because personally I feel like being in a relationship and dating, I separate them. I give them different definitions. Being in a relationship deserves a title. It's more serious. Dating is, okay, now we have moved up from talking. We like each other. We're hanging out more, that stuff. Okay. So there was someone that I was talking to, and they were a friend, and then we started hanging out a lot, and...
Tell me.
The mics are right here. I will tell you after. Almost fell for it. Okay. So in my experience, I started talking to a friend, and things were going pretty well. We were having fun. We started hanging out more and more, by ourselves, because unfortunately she wasn't my friend group. Very dumb. But we started hanging out by ourselves more and more and getting to know each other more, and it was fun. And then one day we went out for a date. Was it sushi? Ramen. And not that that matters, but I just want to tell you I'm cool and go on ramen dates. But so then we came out and we were just casually talking. What were we talking about? We were talking about something. And then she was like, so we're dating, right? And I was like, yeah. Like, not even thinking, just like peer pressure. That's what it was. I was like, yeah. And then right after I said it, I was like, yes, things are going well, but
You took it back?
No, I didn't. This was in my head.
Oh.
I was like, yes, things are going well, but I'm not sure if I'm ready to take a further step with her.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I like her, but do I like her like enough to change our title a little? You know, because dating is a step up from talking. And then right after dating is when you're thinking about getting into a relationship, in my opinion.
Okay, yeah, wait, let's take a pause and define those. Or no, let's finish your story and then define those.
Okay, pause or finish.
Finish.
Okay, so I was thinking all this, but I just went with it because she kind of like threw that in there real quick.
She was slick with it.
Yes.
Like, ooh.
And the gag is that she didn't even want to be exclusive. Well, she said that. But then another situation I won't get into right now said different. But
I remember that.
Right after that, she was like, yeah, but we don't have to be exclusive. I'm just like, what's the point of even changing the title? Like, why are you doing this? And I realized low-key it's because she was saying she didn't want me to talk to anyone else, but she didn't want to like be lame and say that. And she also still wanted her freedom. Yeah, very messy. But anyway, I was bamboozled into, you know, changing the status.
Mm-hmm. Wait, what do you mean, what's the point of changing the relationship title if you're not going to be exclusive?
So not everyone likes to separate the titles or the levels of a relationship like this, but I separate it between talking, dating, and being in a relationship.
Right. Okay.
So talking, I'm getting to know you.
Okay.
You know, and it can go past a few dates, you know, of me getting to know you and realizing, okay, I'm fond of you. I like you. I'm starting to like you.
Okay.
And then once I realize that I really do like you and you like me, I think you should progress to dating, to where you are you're being more active about it. And I feel like you're being more exclusive.
Okay.
So this is my opinion, because obviously there are poly relationships, open.
Right.
Everyone has different opinion. But for me, dating is you are exclusive or you're more exclusive. You've had that little talk where you're not ready to put a girlfriend, boyfriend title on it, but you do really like them and want to really focus in on each other.
Okay. Wait,
and then
what is more exclusive?
So I say exclusive or more exclusive. More exclusive would probably be like you're not going on dates with other people. That doesn't mean you can't talk to other people. That doesn't mean that you can't flirt with other people. But that's a conversation you have with whoever you're dating.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But then getting into a relationship is when you guys have talked and you are ready to put the boyfriend girlfriend title on it, and for me, be completely exclusive and progress to more serious things like moving in or marriage or stuff like that.
Okay, whoa. So you can be dating, and then when you're a girlfriend, when you put the title on it, you're basically ready to move in.
No, I said you can progress to those.
Oh, okay.
You can progress to those.
Ooh, yeah.
To me, don't put a title on it like boyfriend and girlfriend unless you possibly want to progress with them.
Okay.
Which again, like in the first episode, I said, I don't just throw titles on anyone I don't want to be serious with long term.
Okay. And I know there are there's some confusion and disagreement within what talking is, dating is, being in a relationship, and all of that. I agree more with like your definition. It's very similar, not exactly the same, but very similar.
Okay. What's yours?
talking is like you met, you're flirting, like you're talking on the phone, texting a lot, stuff like that. Maybe you've been on 1 to 3 dates. Dating is next, and it's when it's usually more than 3 dates, but you're going on dates pretty regularly. And then, but you're not exclusive. You can have that talk. You can be dating and be exclusive, but they don't always go together.
Yeah, it depends on you two.
Exactly, but it's a discussion. And then after dating is a relationship. Ooh, a relationship or situationship, but that's...
See, I consider situationships dating.
I mean, they're in the same realm. They can be the same. Like, I just say it's like dating.
It's like low-key in the middle of relationship and dating?
Yes.
Okay, I see that.
But anyway, then it's a relationship. And for me, relationships are exclusive. But like, that's when you define what the rules are for your dynamic.
So you figured out your title, you figured out where you guys are, and you asked the what are we, or they asked the what are we, blah, blah, blah. And now you have to set your rules and boundaries.
Yes.
For the relationship to be successful. Let me throw that in. You don't have to, but you should.
So, one of the most important boundaries and rules to set, in my experience, is are you exclusive or not? And if you are, what is considered cheating or inappropriate behavior?
Very important, because no one can read your mind, and everyone has different upbringings, different experiences. And so you might think flirting with some strangers cheating, and they think that's a conversation.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's just a fun conversation, but don't worry, it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, it means absolutely nothing to them.
Exactly.
And I'm sure you can tell that we are probably people who don't think that casual flirting.
Oh, yeah, it's cheating.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some people might think like a peck on the lips is cheating. Some don't. Some think that you can go as far as making out with someone as long as you don't do the do.
Yeah. And some are like, that is for sure cheating. Everyone has different opinions, and it's important to talk about it.
Yes.
Because you shouldn't blame them for doing something that you're not okay with if you never expressed it.
Exactly.
Something you think is common sense isn't always common sense.
Exactly. Yeah. Common sense is not that common.
It's not. I mean, I have it.
Do you?
Yeah. I can't say for sure if anyone else I know does.
Wow. Okay. Anyway, so what is cheating to you?
Okay, so I guess we're gonna get into that. Cheating for me is anything that involves a lie. I would say, like, you can be flirty naturally, because I feel like I probably am naturally a flirt because of the way I like to, make people feel hot. Like I'll be like, oh, you look so good, blah, blah, blah. But to me, that's just normal conversation. But I've been told that that's being flirty,
Okay.
So that's completely okay. But if you're trying to hide it, like if you can only be like that when I'm not there, to me, that is at least an attempt to cheat, and it's being dishonest. So I see that as right next to cheating. Good
enough.
Like, I don't care if you're flirty, I care if you're hiding it and lying about it. And then same with anything else. Like, if we agree that we are going to be open, like, let's be open tonight. Yeah, you go do your thing, cool. Just tell me about it. And you don't tell me about it. Like, I feel like that's for sure cheating because you lied. And we had an agreement and you broke that agreement. That's why I feel like it's cheating. Having an agreement and that agreement being broken.
Yes, honestly, same. Or I've always defined it more of like, not more of, kind of same. I've always defined it as, yeah, if you're doing something that you can't tell me about or you feel like you need to hide from me.
Yeah.
Because even the problem with cheating is not the act of having sex with somebody else. It's the lying that does it, or the intentionally going against what you promised me you were going to do.
Pretty much. If you don't have permission to engage that way with someone else, then it's cheating.
Well, I don't know, because what do you mean permission to engage? Like how
You guys
specific?
Sorry. So if you guys haven't agreed that you can be flirty, then I feel like that's cheating. If they said, I don't want you to flirt with others or be a certain way with others, that crosses my boundaries, I feel like that's cheating.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
But what if you, sorry.
Sorry, no. What was your question? But what if what?
But what if you haven't discussed it? So you haven't had permission, but they didn't tell you that.
So permission, in the way that I'm saying it, is that they asked you not to.
Okay.
Or they are not okay with it.
Okay.
You know they are not okay with it.
Agreed.
So even at times, you don't have to discuss something to know someone's not okay with it.
Yeah.
So you don't necessarily have to discuss that it's not okay to sleep with someone else if you're in a monogamous relationship.
Yes.
You don't have to discuss that it's not okay to make out with someone else if you guys are practicing monogamy.
Well, I mean, some people feel like monogamy is you can do everything except for do the do.
And that's a discussion you have to have. But I feel like if you enter into a monogamous relationship, the definition of monogamy is not doing those things with other people.
Yeah.
So if you guys haven't had the discussion to open up that definition, then don't do it.
Okay.
So if you go into a monogamous relationship, none of that is okay until you have a discussion to say it is.
Solid. I like that.
So that's what I mean about permission.
Okay.
You know, you haven't had that discussion to open it up, you know?
Okay. Solid.
Yeah. So that's just my opinion.
But even outside of cheating, not but, and even outside of cheating, there are other rules you need to define. Like things you're comfortable with, things you're not, things that feel disrespectful to you or your relationship.
Yes. And it could even be something small. But like you said, it's something that you have to or you should set in the beginning. The boundaries should be set in the beginning so you guys are not having a hard time or arguing about this later on.
Yes. I know. I'm going to fire like a few boundary idea that you, and you say if they're okay or not.
Okay, let's do it.
So if they're okay, say yes.
Okay.
If you're, or good. Oh, no, just say okay.
So, okay.
If they're okay, say okay. And if they're not, say, I guess not. Okay? I don't know.
If they're okay, say yes. If they're not, say no.
Okay. So if they're okay, say yes. If they're not, say no.
Okay.
And then like give us your opinions in the comments.
Yes, let's hear your yeses and nos in the comments.
Yeah.
Okay, shoot.
Okay, so talking to an ex.
There should be a depends.
On?
So,
Oh wow. Okay.
I know this is supposed to be quick, but for talking to ex, I think it's a depends because it depends on the relationship with ex. So I'm personally okay if you talk to your ex if I feel like there's just a normal friendship there and you guys have moved on, especially if you moved on with other people and you guys didn't end it in a really passionate way.
Okay.
Some people just drift apart and they're able to become friends, especially even if it's years later. So I'm not gonna say a heck no to talking to your ex.
So under certain circumstances?
Yeah,
Yes.
it depends.
Okay, but overall, like mostly yes or no?
It depends.
But would it be a mostly yes or a mostly
I'm
no?
not changing my answer.
Fine. Okay.
What about you?
We'll do me next.
Okay. Okay, continue.
Man,
Shoot.
you're really slowing down the quick game.
You had questions? Jeez.
I guess.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Liking pictures online of other women.
Yes. Wait, yes, that's okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Even if they're half dressed or naked.
Yes.
Watching porn.
Yes.
Oh, watching
who cares?
Porn.
Oh, watching corn.
Kissing other people.
No.
Sleeping.
Also depends though. But
Oh my gosh.
continue.
We're gonna take the depends out. Sleeping with other people.
It depends.
We're
But
taking out-
mostly no. So everything really depends because there's conversations that can be had for me.
Yeah.
But depends, mostly no.
Okay, we'll say that if you have not expressly given permission.
No.
Okay, cool. For everything down the list.
Okay, good to know.
Okay. Okay. What else? I mean, slapping somebody's ass or hitting somebody else on their bum.
Oh, dang, that's a hard one. Because I don't feel like that one's a big deal, but
Non-party, like non-rave vibes.
okay, no.
Slapping somebody on their butt at a rave or party vibes.
Yes.
Okay. Taking someone else on a date.
No. What?
Okay. Taking someone to dinner and at a nice restaurant and paying for it. Just the two of them.
Well, the someone isn't specific enough. I'm sorry.
Somebody that they find attractive.
No. What? I'm sorry.
But no physical activity.
No.
She said absolutely not. What do you mean?
No, I know it sounds crazy because I might be super open-minded about a lot of stuff, but not one. You're taking someone you find attractive on a date. For me, that's like, what? Come on, no.
Okay, I like one more. Giving someone a topless massage.
No.
Even if you don't find them attractive?
Are you a masseuse?
No!
Then no. What?
Oh my gosh! Are you a masseuse?
Like, make it make sense. I don't get it. Okay. Okay, my turn.
Okay.
I'll think of 5. Grinding with someone or dancing very closely to them.
No. I mean, not cheating. Wait. Yes. Yes is okay. No is bad. Yeah. Okay. Yes.
You sure?
Dancing
So
with-
if you went to go bumba clat the butt.
Oh my gosh. I mean, does that mean I'm not gonna snatch you to come dance with me if I want to? Absolutely not. I will do that. I have done that.
Okay.
But you feel free, do you, but you finna come with me when you finna come with me.
Okay. 2. Let's see. I'm gonna use one of the ones you said. Sleeping with.
No.
Peck. Giving someone a peck.
No. You need to be kissing nobody but me. Right here.
Texting someone they find attractive throughout the day.
Ooh. How frequently?
So
What are they
like
talking
a
about?
consistent, you know those consistent conversations? Like you have a few responses each day.
Attractive in what manner? I guess that one depends.
They find them physically attractive.
Like they want to fuck them.
Finding someone physically attractive doesn't mean you're going to have sex with them.
Yeah.
It means that you could.
No, but like, do you want to sleep with them? Because you can find someone attractive, but not want to sleep with them.
True, that's what I'm saying. And they could. Like if they were able to and the right things lined up, they would,
No.
but are they actively going to?
No.
Okay, so that was enough.
Like,
Yeah. You thought about it, huh? You're like,
Well, because if it's something that's like aesthetically pleasing, but not your type, like you wouldn't want to sleep with them.
that's not what I mean by finding them attractive. But okay. And then the last one would be, I'm gonna do the same one, taking someone out for dinner that they find attractive.
No. Like,
okay, exactly, right? You can take me out to dinner. We can all go out to dinner. Do you find them attractive? Okay. You're not paying for it. We can all go, they pay for themselves.
Right. Yeah. If you want to take an attractive person on a date, it can be me. Like,
no, yeah. You want to pay for someone to that extent? It can be for me. I got you.
Right.
I'll take your money.
In fact, I'm insulted that you fixed your mouth to ask me so dumb.
No,
anyway.
Yeah. Oh. Clearly, there's a friend date and there's a date that I think might turn into something else.
Right. Like, yeah, no. Honestly, okay, it may not be the most healthy thing, but like, don't fix your mouth to ask me some dumb shit. Like, can you take somebody else on a date? Like, you know I'm not with it. You know that. Because that boundary and rule has been set with them. Right. Okay.
So we talked about that. Like, let's just skip into, you figured all that out. You're in your honeymoon phase.
Yeah.
Had to switch it up because we were like, we're just thinking about it. Don't let us overthink it, okay?
Now I'm mad. Like, you taking people out on dates or something?
No, seriously, hold on. Let me get my phone real quick.
Right?
No, okay. The honeymoon phase, the beginning of the relationship.
Yeah, everything's cupcakes and rainbows and butterflies.
Yeah, and vanilla ice cream.
Vanilla?
I don't like no whips and chains.
You can turn me down.
You put your loving on me. I'm vanilla, baby. I'll choke you, but I ain't no killer, baby. She's 29, telling me. Oh, she's 28. She's 28, telling me I'm still a baby.
Okay, anyway,
I said that because I really like vanilla ice cream. So, yeah. So anyway, yeah, cupcake, vanilla ice cream, honeymoon phase.
Yeah. Hopefully it's not all vanilla. Hopefully it's a bit more exciting.
Haters gonna hate forever for the rest of their lives.
Okay. I'm just saying.
It's chronic.
Fully.
But you're in this phase.
Yes, honeymoon phase. Everything's perfect. All their red or pink flags are looking green as hell.
Yeah, like you just don't see any bad. All you know is that you really, really like this person. You're finally in a relationship with them, and you guys are having a great time.
Yes, because love is blind.
Love is blind, and once you're not blind anymore, that's another story. But
okay, so we're in the honeymoon phase, and everything they do is so perfect. They're so cute and chivalrous, or just great. But like all those little things they do, you kind of just like that annoy you, you brush off because like everything else is so great. Like it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, they make me happy. I am currently happy, so what's the real problem?
Right, I can tolerate the small things.
Yeah, exactly. The only problem is that honeymoon phases aren't supposed to last a long time. You're not supposed to be blinded for that long. I feel like it's very healthy for a beginning relationship to be like blind, you know, the first couple months, few months. But if you ignore the red flags, the whole relationship, I mean, it's actually impossible.
Yeah.
So like you can try to just live in the honeymoon phase, but you are actively hurting yourself.
Yeah.
If you force yourself to stay in it, you know?
Yeah. Oftentimes when you force yourself to stay in that honeymoon phase, you are not honoring your own boundaries. You are just ignoring all the things that like mildly bother you or kind of bother you, and eventually they are going to be huge things or feel like huge things.
Exactly. Not acknowledging something doesn't make it go away. It just makes it harder to deal with later.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then
so that brings us right to what happens when you start seeing those red flags.
Yeah, when the red flags become brighter and brighter and basically blind you, you know. you lose it. You guys start arguing a lot. That's when you see the honeymoon phase become a toxic relationship like that.
Yeah.
Why is this couple that was so happy, very kissy and lovey-dovey, arguing all the time?
Well.
Why are they arguing in public?
Right. Oh
Why
my
does
gosh.
it seem like they hate each other all of a sudden? Because it's not all of a sudden.
Exactly. It's been building up. You have to take it back to a book.
What book?
Can you guess?
No.
I actually don't think you'd guess.
I probably would not guess.
Wait, guess. I want you to guess.
What is it? The Law of Human Nature?
Damn, she did guess.
Oh my gosh. Wow. I winged it. I had no idea, really.
I thought you might have said, like, The Big Leap or something, you know?
So what about the book?
So, The Laws of Human Nature has a section on dating and how basically, because of your early, like, encounters with love from your parents, anyway, you experience love in a certain sort of way.
Okay.
Anyway, as you grow up, you find these partners who can give you that love or show you that love in a way that you're familiar with. But you idealize or make up all of the other attributes that you want them to have, or you exaggerate small instances of them showing those traits. Yeah.
So you're living on their potential, basically?
Pretty much.
They have the potential to be like this. Or I can see this in them.
Almost, except for it's not that you think they're going to be that one day. It's like the honeymoon phase was actually you imagining that they're that right now.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Like you think they're so romantic and you love that about them, but really all they did was just like plan a date or bought you a flower once. But anyway, you can only delude yourself for so long before you start to get unhappy and reality starts to seep in, and now you're angry, you feel like you've been bamboozled, you feel like you've been lied to.
Cheated, hoodwinked.
Yeah, or you feel like you've messed it up. You've changed them and you're the reason they're like this.
Yeah. There's a lot of that for sure. And then also, I feel like in the honeymoon phase, you guys are both showing your best sides.
Oh, for sure.
You barely know each other, so it's very easy to be like, I'll do all this for you, you know? Like, I want them to continue liking me, you know? As much as I can. Like, I'm gonna try as hard as I can for as long as I can until I get comfortable. Then I'm gonna show them that I actually don't really feel like planning all these dates. I don't typically clean. I don't typically dress well all the time. Like all these things, you show them who you really are. And that's when you also start to realize, wow, they really don't live up to their potential like I thought they did. They actually do have a lot of red flags that I'm not okay with. And because I didn't really know who they were and I didn't want to dive deep because we were in such a good phase, I had to be surprised like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And oftentimes you do see clues of this behavior
You do.
earlier on, but you are ignoring them because you were in such a good phase and you wanted to soak up.
Yeah, that serotonin, dopamine, oxytocin is just so good, you know?
But yeah, so now you're here and you're livid and you're like, oh my gosh, when did they become this awful person?
Yeah.
But they are who they've always been, maybe a little less polished. So what do you do now?
Now you sit down with yourself at first and you sit in that feeling of unsureness and realize that maybe you're not happy and maybe you can't be happy with someone who has those red flags.
Exactly. And that brings us to what we'll be talking about next week.
Yes. Our breaks,
Breakups,
and single life. Until then.
Have a magical week.
And a magical day.
Wait, magic.
That works for me. Bye.
Shit, what happened?
Okay.
So,
Okay.
oh yeah, go on.
Okay, so, excuse me. Okay. Automatopoeia. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Why does it say recovery?
Because it has like B12 and B6 and potassium. Apparently. I don't know if they're allowed to lie about that. But yeah, it's an energy drink.
How much caffeine? Ooh, 160 milligrams. God damn.